morning everyone, it's Hayley here at Raising Blooms. You catch me on a glorious sunny morning. I am sitting by the stream where it's cooler because we are still mid heat wave. It is the day after the bank holiday weekend. We've had a wonderful bank holiday. If you're in the UK, what have you been up to? Have you had a good bank holiday weekend? Did you do any gardening? I know it's been hot. Did you just float around in a paddling pool for the entirety of the bank holiday, or did you get out for the day? Did you do any gardening? I was in the garden most of the day yesterday and I got sunburnt. We did go out for a nice family walk as well. I did spend a lot of the day yesterday in the garden and I done some jobs that I'm going to show you all in this week's vlog. I made a little willow fence, or like a support, along the edge of my path where all of those perennials are leaning over. I did show that to you in my last week's vlog. It's mostly my Nepeta, and it always does that. Nepeta and lavender, I do find it does lean, but then I do have a lot of plants behind it which is probably competing with. But yeah, I've made this little edging. I think that the willow wands that I've bought quite a few willow wands in the past to make wreaths and things with, make wreath bases, and so I've got loads. I've got a surplus of those and they work very well to make a little edging and plant stakes basically. So that's what I've done. I think it's worked okay. I'll show you that. My husband got in the stream as well on Sunday and cleared a lot of the foliage from the water. It gets very overgrown. It gets very overgrown every spring. It's a couple of times a year he has to get in and just do a little bit of maintenance. So that was the job on the list for the weekend. You'll see a little bit of that. What else did we do? Oh, and I planted out all of my seedlings, most of my seedlings. So my dahlias, my sweet williams, and my snapdragons. I also did put a little bunch aside for my friend because she's just recently moved into a new house with a glorious garden and she wants to get a bit green fingered. So she's happily taking on any surplus plants that I have, and I have many because I like to oversow. So yeah, she's going to take a few of those, but I managed to find homes for the majority. I've got a little bit left which I may pot on and I don't know, do something with those, either take them down to the allotment or something else. I will visit the allotment in this week's vlog. It will just be maintenance really. I'll probably also sow some beetroot. We are heading into June now, so it's the end of May, and there are still seeds that you can sow. So I will be doing a little video on what I'm going to be sowing in June as well. That will come up maybe next week. But yeah, come along with me and let's just see what jobs we get up to this week. I do just quickly want to add that thank you to one of you lovely lot for mentioning that in my last week's vlog I went dark at the end. I don't know, I was up late editing, so that teaches me. It's totally my fault. I was too tired, and yeah, that's that little blip. But thank goodness it was only at the end of the video, and I shall make sure it doesn't happen this week. You would have seen my garden roses in the beginning of this video. Here is my Gertrude decor, looking fabulous and smelling divine. Here is my Queen Elizabeth. She's looking beautiful too. And I've been calling this one Chandos Beauty, but I think it's Champagne Moments. And here is my Timeless Charisma, also smelling lovely. This is a David Austin rose called Bring Me Sunshine, and it is divine. And here is my Olivia Rose Austin, and here is Coco Loco. This one is David Austin Wallerton Old Hall, a climber that I have going up my archway. And this one's a new addition called Timeless Purple. And look, I even have one single bloom on my rose hedge. We had a lovely garden picnic over the bank holiday on the day that we were clearing the stream. It was a gorgeous sunny day. This is my husband in the stream doing the maintenance work. It does require a couple of times a year at least, getting in there to clear it out, just to keep it flowing as well, to be honest. ease the flow of the water and clear any blockages and things that are further down so that the ducks can make their way through. And yeah, it just tidies it up, really. Everybody that has gardens along the bank of this stream tends to tidy up their own little patch, really, but further down there are parts of the stream that are not accessible to people's gardens. They've either got walls or fences, and so he tends to go further down as well and just clear away, cut back and tidy up any foliage that's overgrown down there as well.
Where's your shoes? It's all in this suit. Look.
They're like welly boots.
No, they're not. They're over there.
This suit has got wellies.
Huh?
This suit has wellies.
How?
It's a special suit.
And what have you got? And you old one?
It's always a good opportunity to get in there and clear away any bits of litter that have also floated down. Unfortunately, we do get the odd can make its way down and sometimes a crisp packet or two.
I just got to be kind.
I'm just showing you now my little finished willow wand supports. My camera didn't record while I was making them, unfortunately, so that's frustrating. But it's just basically long willow wands twisted together. I also got out the big guns and put some netting on my raspberries because I know that we just won't get any raspberries if the birds get them first, as they do most years. Here is my collection of seedlings that I'm going to get busy planting out around the garden. There are dahlias upon dahlias, and I have placed them all out. There are also sweet williams and some snapdragons, but I did manage to find a home for most of them, so that was good. I've just laid them all out into the borders before I plant them out, so I have an idea of the positioning. Of course, the ground is bone dry, so it was quite a challenging task. I should have watered it first, probably. But hey ho, we got them in the end. Of course, I accidentally dug out some corms. I think those ones are anemones. Yeah, I mean, I always make this mistake. I get too carried away planting happily and then forget where I've put everything. So that's typical me. Here we are now in the kitchen garden, and I'm about to plant out my cucumber seedlings and all of my purple sprouting broccoli. In this bed that I've just uncovered, I only have some parsnips growing and some strawberries just in the front. So I've got 3 healthy looking cucumber plants here that are going to go in this bed. Here they are all in a little row. And my peas, what can I say about my peas? I don't think I'm going to get any more than about 5 from from these crops. So out they come, guys. I have failed on the pea front. In their place, I am going to put some purple sprouting broccoli. I'm going to load this bed up with these 2 punnets, and I'll take my last punnet down to the allotment. I'm definitely going to sow these in a punnet again next year. I think it worked out really well. So I shall be saving up all my punnets again for this particular job. In fact, I'll probably still keep these ones. Here they all are. Let's wish them luck, shall we? And hope they don't get squashed by a basketball. Oh, and by the way, look who came to visit me again. Mr. Grass Snake. He appeared out of nowhere in the stream while I was sitting there having a cup of coffee. And I just about managed to catch him on camera. Hi ho, hi ho, it's off to work we go. But just look what I noticed on my apple tree. On both my apple trees, actually. Caterpillars. So I had to spend a little bit of time removing all of these nests because I will have no apple tree left by the end of this. It's still only such a small tree. And look at this beautiful moth. I Apparently it's called a white plume moth, and its feathers are just so feathery and beautiful. It was like a little white angel just hanging out in my strawberries. This is my son's neat little row of lettuces. He was happy to find these. And here are the purple sprouting broccoli and my sweet corn that we planted in. And I do need to thin out the carrots, but do take a look at this perfect radish and my little punnet of strawberries. I also have some really beautiful roses that I've planted around the allotment. And this here is the rose bush I was telling you about that I took some cuttings from a long time ago and planted them in my garden. And here we are at the end of the day. I think it's looking quite tidy considering what it looked like when we first arrived. Thank you so much for watching my video this week. If you're still here at the end, I really appreciate you being here. I hope you've had a wonderful gardening week, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.